Hey guys, Level Cap here, and today I'm very excited because I get to tell you that there is going to be a progression system in Battlefield 1. Definitely the weakest part of Battlefield up until now. The devs have seen it and they've done something to remedy the situation. This announcement comes alongside the announcement of Battlefield 1 CTE. If you're not familiar with CTE, it stands for Community Test Environment, and this is basically a beta version of Battlefield 1 that will always be in a beta state, and it will be running sort of in parallel to the normal vanilla retail version of Battlefield 1. And in this version of Battlefield, they'll be able to test out new ideas, new balance concepts, and even some of the new systems, like the progression system, before they deploy it on a massive scale to the vanilla game. The progression system will be tested out here first, but apparently it's going to be coming in the next patch for Battlefield 1, which I assume is going to be in March when the first DLC drops. Now let's get into the details of what this progression system will contain. First of all, ribbons are coming back. Ribbons are basically awards that you can get in a match of Battlefield for completing very basic tasks. There's 20 ribbons in total, and they're all universally tracked all the time, assuming that the new system replicates the old system. So you'll be able to get a ribbon for, say, capturing something like 3 flags in a round, or getting a certain amount of kills with, say, like an SMG, or something along those lines. There's going to be 20 different variations of these, and when you get one, it'll give you a 500 XP bonus. You can kind of think of these as mini medals, except that you don't have to activate them or do anything to initiate them once you start playing a game. They'll just always be active. So if you snipe a lot, you might end up getting a ton of sniper ribbons. If you PTFO, you'll get PTFO ribbons. If you're a medic and you revive, you'll get revival ribbons, etc. And that'll be reflected, hopefully, in your character attributes page. I don't know that because DICE didn't give us too much information on it, but that's how it worked in previous Battlefield games. They're also adding elite codices to the game. These will be available for 8 of the primary weapons in the game. So I assume DICE is going to pick 2 primary weapons per class, and you will be able to basically master those weapons. That means if you get 500 kills with that weapon, once this patch drops, it's not going to be retroactive, I assume, then you will basically get the elite codex for that weapon, and you will also get a 25,000 bonus in experience. Unfortunately, there was no mention of any sort of custom skins that might be tied into these elite codexes to sort of show that you have completed it on the battlefield, or any sort of reward maybe for getting all of the codexes. It would be kind of cool if they had some of these higher level awards, but so far it just seems like you get a 25,000 XP bonus and a little check mark in your menu next to the codex. Now, in addition to the elite codex, they're also increasing the max class ranks. So basically we've had class rank max of 10 so far, and that's where you unlock the level 10 weapons for each class. The new class rank is going to be 50 across the board. They haven't said specifically if cavalry and tanker and pilot classes will be 50, but it sounds like they will also be included. Now, if you actually get up to class rank 50, you will be granted some extra nice class flair in the kill card to really taunt your fallen foes. We don't yet know what this extra flair will be. Maybe it'll be like a golden outline or a border or some nice engraving. Something like that would be sort of cool to keep it still in the World War I theme. We'll have to wait and see. Ultimately, it does seem like kind of a small reward for a huge amount of work, because I imagine hitting class rank 50 is probably going to take quite some time, but we'll just have to wait and see. Now, that's kind of everything that they've planned so far for the progression system. I hope that this is the start of a much bigger progression system. It is a good start. Ribbons are going to be much more enjoyable to collect during a game. The elite codex sounds like a good idea. I wish there was maybe some cool weapon skin tied into getting 500 kills with one of them, or maybe some cool award for getting all of the elite codices. That would be kind of cool. The increased class rank sounds like a good idea, but it sounds like there's not going to be any sort of awards from rank 10 to rank 50. So that's 40 class ranks in which you're not going to get any sort of reward from. It seems sort of like they're missing a really big opportunity for a progression system. Going from 10 to 50 isn't much of a progression system if you don't have any fun small goals along the way. So I like what DICE is thinking on a lot of fronts here, but I think they can take this and push it so much further. Having small uniform changes, maybe with officer insignia markings on like the shoulders of your uniform, or maybe a slightly different marking on the helmet of your soldier's class, would sort of let people know what class rank you are. That kind of small adjustment or small tweak could really make the class progression much more fun and rewarding. Now, a lot of people wanted to know if these bonuses were going to be retroactive. Like if you've played a crap load of Assault and this patch comes out, is it automatically going to rank you up to like class rank 40, taking into your experience factor? I would imagine no. I don't believe it's going to work with the elite codices. Even if you have 500 kills with a gun already, you're probably going to have to start over building up those 500 kills you need to unlock the codex. So that's how it's worked in previous Battlefield games. If they forgot to include a weapon mastery for certain guns and added it in later, you still had to get 500 kills from the point that they added in that new objective. So even if you've played 1,000 hours of Battlefield 1 already, you're probably going to have to start earning these new awards at the same rate that everybody else is. DICE is also going to try and increase the incentive to rent servers. First of all, they're going to make it so that the servers are going to show up at the top of the server browser. So if people are looking for games, rather than seeing the standard DICE servers pop up first, it should be player run servers popping up first. And then in addition to that, they're also adding in some more features like the ability to kick or ban for admins and servers. Also, they're finally going to add operations into the server browser. This will be in CTE. Hopefully it'll make it to the first patch that we see in March. But this has been a big requested feature so that you don't have to quick match into operations games or try and matchmake into an empty server. You can basically just look, see what operations are going on, and pick the one that seems most appealing to you. Now, of course, there's also some gameplay tweaks coming in CTE, which is also hopefully the next patch. They're reducing the duration of gas grenades from 22 seconds to 15 seconds, so hopefully that'll fight the gas grenade spam a little bit, make them slightly less effective. They're also improving the cavalry victim experience, so if you've ever been chopped down by a cavalry unit riding by, you'll know that you pretty much die like 20 feet before the horse even gets to you. So there's sort of a little bit of a latency netcode issue there that should hopefully be fixed. They're messing with the suppression system now, so basically you shouldn't get suppressed quite so instantly from bullets flying towards you. And also they're going to change the actual effect of suppression so that it's easier to tell when you're actually suppressed. And this should be really helpful for like snipers, so you know if you're suppressed, if you should even be shooting at your enemy or not, because the suppression effect absolutely wrecks that sniper's accuracy. When it comes to the powerhouse SMGs, some of them are getting increased side-to-side recoil, so it's going to make them a little bit more unruly. The Automatico Trench variant is going to get 14.3% more side-to-side recoil, and the Hellriegel Factory is also going to get 14.3% more side-to-side recoil, along with the BAR Storm, the MG15 Storm, the Madsen Storm, and the M1909 Storm. Basically, all the Storm variants of those LMGs are going to get more side-to-side recoil. They're also trying to improve the Sebstelator 1906 by increasing its accuracy, reducing its recoil, and reducing its spread. I don't think this is going to be quite enough to make it a good gun. I think they're going to have to start tweaking with the damage model, but at least it's a start, and we'll have to wait and see. Tweaks are also being made to the shotguns in the game, trying to better normalize but also diversify the different types of shotguns. So if you have a hunter variant, it's going to have a tighter cone of fire, which should increase its kill range a little bit. The extended variants of shotguns are now going to have a bigger spread of fire, so you have more ammo, but kind of geared more towards close quarter combat. So there's definitely going to be some changes with your favorite shotguns come next patch, or if you get into the CTE. Now, one thing that was asked about on the Reddit forum was if there's going to be a fix for the revive bug. That's where your weapon is kind of being held up in front of you after you get revived. And you can't fire it, so you have to switch to like a sidearm and then back to your primary before it'll work again. Apparently this is a fairly complicated issue, and the developers have not quite figured out what the cause of it actually is. If you're able to replicate this 100% of the time, or you have an idea as to what you think is causing this bug, let the devs know, or let me know, and I'll try and pass it on to them, because apparently this is a bigger issue than anybody thought, so it might not be fixed in the next patch, which really sucks. DICE is also fixing an issue, or rather balancing an issue, where at the beginning of a round, people with fast computers could load in first and get their pick of all the vehicles. Now the vehicle selection menu is going to be turned off at the beginning of a round, so only until the round itself starts with the timer ticking down will you then be able to select a vehicle. So vehicle selection is going to be much more fair all around, and you shouldn't be at a disadvantage because of having a slower computer. Anyway, there are a ton more fixes listed on the CTE Reddit post. If If you guys want to know them, I will put a link in the video description so you can read through it for yourself. This is all pretty exciting news for me. DICE is starting basically developing one of the most important aspects of Battlefield 1, which has also been one of the most lacking aspects of Battlefield 1. So I am really excited to see the progress on this front. Try it out on CTE if I get accepted to there, and then try it out in March whenever the next patch drops. Who knows, it could drop earlier, maybe in February, in preparation for the next DLC. That wraps it up for this video. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is Levelcap, signing off.